here's what we're trying to build. We got this sort of chair frame that we're putting it on. It's going to be a rough sketch, guys. So we're going to fill in the mud here until this is raised up a bit. We're going to have a hole here where the intake is going to come in. We'll use a pipe or something to do that. Then we're going to put the pipe that I've already got now here. So these two are connected. And then we're going to start building this mud up and put the coil on. And we're going to build the mud up there. But we still need a hole to come in here, which we're going to do as it goes up. This is where we're going to put the wood. This is where the air comes in. And this is the coil. Ooh. Sorry guys, wow, bad handwriting. Coil. That's the pipe. That's the hot air coming out, and this is where you actually can cook. You can cook on the top of it. We're going to have the cold water pipe coming in and off the top. That's going to be the hot, and then we're connecting it to a barrel over here. So the cold water is going to constantly flow this way into the system, go up the coil, and then the hot water is going to come spilling into the top of the bucket. And as the process continues, it'll cycle through without any power or electricity, because the cold water will naturally sink because heat rises, and the process will go. It's actually called a thermal siphon. That's what we're going to try to achieve here. So I know that's a really rough sketch, but that's what we're going for. And stay tuned to watch it be built. All right, we got Brandon and Tyler helping out. Good job, guys. We're collecting the clay. We're going to fill this halfway up, and then we're going to fill the rest of it with sand. Tyler's being a good boy. I'm not going to make you do all the work. I'm going to help. Just seeing if you guys want to help a little bit. Luna, you can help too. Come on, fill up the bucket. Remember, just the top inch, that's where the clay is. Some really good clay just on the top of here. This is where all the water naturally settles. So we get the fine silt, which then compacts into some really nice clay. So we're going to grab as much of that as we can before we start making this.
Soil falling in there.
Maybe what?
With soil falling in there.
There's a what?
With soil falling in there.
A sofa?
A fire. Nice. Maybe falling in there.
Plants. Yeah. What? Don't get the plants. Just the dirt. Yeah. Just the mud.
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah. Good job, buddy. All right.
What am I gonna do when I get inside with these huge muddy boots? They're too muddy. Hey, come on.
Hey, Brandon, we're supposed to be filling up the bucket.
Come on, guys.
Good job.
That's like a mountain of a butt cheek kind of stiff.
Hey, Tyler, what we building? You don't even know?
No.
Well, you're gonna have to watch the video to find out, huh? Good job, buddy. Right, so next we're going to add a little bit of water to the buckets so we can work this mud and clay and try to make it all workable. And then I've got this old chair that we're going to use as a base so we can pick it up and make it mobile, or mobile, depending on where you're from. Anyway, so that's it. Next step. Just going to add a little bit of water to each one of these so we can turn it into a nice muddy mixture. Right? I'm just going to use this fork. Just try to work it until the mixture gets completely mixed. Tyler's filming right now, being very helpful. So I'm just going to mix this for a few minutes and then we're ready to start using it.
So poo.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Like in a bucket.
I think this one's good to go.
What are we going to do with all this mud here?
We're going to put it into this chair, the bottom of this chair, and we're going to start building up this pipe. Ooh. Too wet.
Okay.
So we're going to need a lot more mud.
Mud balls.
All the mud. Oh, it's so fucking cold. What a weird noise. Okay, that's enough of that. Get over that wooden lip. Right, so we basically got a few more buckets of sand. You got 3 there, 2 there that we're going to add in here. We're going to need a lot more than we thought. You can see that oil just in the top right there. We'll let you know what that's for in just a minute. We'll get to that, but we're just going to have to add a few more layers here and stick this pipe on. Get moving. Okay, so because this is just a little bit too wet, we're going to add a little bit more sand and clay so we can get the moisture a little bit more like a mud ball, so it sticks together, not too wet. So then we can work with it a lot easier. So I've added a bit more sand in here. Just going to keep adding it, and a bit more clay we've got here until we get something that's a lot easier to work with. And what we're going to do is mush these into big balls so we can stack them and work with them. Okay, so you take your oil. I'm gonna rub some on here. So when we put this mud on top of it later on, we can just slide this out. The more you lubricate it, the better it is. The better it is to slide out. We can edit that part. Yeah, so the more you lubricate it, the better. It's going to make it easier to slide out. Going to probably go ahead and do this one as well. This is going to be where we put in the actual wood at an angle. And lube that one up all nice. I'll lube it up one more time just before we use it. But that's what the oil's for. So we're going to put this first half tube, or half pipe, here for the ventilation to get through. And we're going to put this pipe just on here so we can have a spot for the coil to go onto. I'm just going to quickly put some oil on this pipe so it becomes easier to slide off when it comes to taking this off. That's the fun part.
How did you get here?
Almost done. That's what we're going to do. this on here and try to butt it up the best we can and put it right in the middle. Line this one up nice, just like that. Just gonna push it in just a little bit just so it stays. And then what we're gonna do is pile the mud on here, and then once we get to about here, we'll put in this pipe and then put the coil above it. So the last pipe is going to go here, but we're going to wait to put a bit more mud around here to put it on. So we're going to do the best way I've found when working with mud is to try to make these balls, because then you can sort of, you know, plop them on and start building. I'm just going to smoothen out these edges a little bit. Try to get a nice foundation for that next pipe to sit on. Okay. Looking good. Alright, so just before we put on that last pipe, I'm going to try to raise up this outside edge a little bit, and the inside edge, because this is where the copper pipe's about to go on. I'm going to have that sat just above that pipe. So I'm going to give this just a little bit around the top here, so it can sit above the pipe.
And make a tiny ball.
If you're wondering why we're doing this inside, it's because it's freezing in Spain right now for some reason. So, a little platform that's slightly raised up from here is going to let us put that copper pipe on there. Okay, so from here we want to take this pipe, which is hopefully still greased up. If not, we'll just throw a tiny bit of grease on it. Okay, the grease isn't gonna... So, maybe Brandon, you can help me with this? Okay, I'm just gonna push this in a little bit. And I just need you to hold it right there, just like that. Alright, don't move it, okay? Don't move, just leave it, just like that. Maybe even let go, is it gonna stay? No, you gotta hold it. Okay, you hold it just like that, and don't move it. I'm just gonna put some clay around it so it holds it. Okay. Just keep holding it up for 1 sec. Probably want a little bit drier. Wait for this. I'm gonna add a little bit more clay so I can make this a bit stronger. There we go. Just hold that up. Oh no, not so high. Just right there. Just like that, okay? One sec, let me finish this. Okay. So, We're gonna have to put something there while it dries.
I'm making a bowl with this.
Nice. Well, that's almost gonna stay.
See? It's a big bowl now.
I'll just get some of the stronger clay.
Look, it's a
This
big
part
bowl.
won't have a problem standing up by jamming this hard clay here.
It makes a big cookie. It made a
There we
big
go.
cookie now.
Just like that. We want the wood to be fed in here at an angle, which gives it its burning power. Right. Right, while this dries, I just hung a string on here to try to hold this into place. As you can see, oh, getting a bit blurry. So that's just going to hold it there while it dries a little bit, and then I'm going to put that coil on top of it pretty soon. Right, we're just going to put a little bit more oil on here before we put that coil on. I've built it up around here and built a bit of a lip for the oil, for the coil to sit on. Just going to lube this up before we put it on because it's going to be difficult to lube it once the coil's on here. Just saying, the more you do this, the easier it's going to be to take this off later on. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit finicky because I have to somehow get these arms coming off it to be supported to not bow the structure. We're going to do our best to put this on. I got to take this off for a moment. Try not to let that move too much. There we go. That's nice. Try to push it down a little bit. Get as tight as we can get it. Right. And now we start making sure these are all nice and straight and start building up. Right. So now the fun part, we just gotta put this clay on as much as we can and pack it in. Just keep adding layers. Go up as high as you can, just over the top of this last coil. And we should be good to start testing this. They're gonna have to shut off their Alright, we're on our last little bit. We're just going to go a couple inches above where the pipe ends. And then maybe give it one more small finish. You want to keep patting as much as you can around the sides, because this wants to be as tight as it can to this pipe. So I'm just going to build up this flue a little bit, maybe to here. So it's got this burn chamber. Just got to keep adjusting it so it doesn't go sideways. You can adjust this at the end. Say you want this a little bit wider, a little bit smaller. Once you pull this out, you can get a stick in there and fix it, make it wider, or put more clay in there, make it smaller. With this one, when I take this out, I'm going to have to add a whole nother layer on the inside, for sure, because it is pretty big. I don't think I need the chimney so wide. Just take your time. Okay, I've threw a couple more inches on, made a nice little flat top here, so that I have a place to set a pan or a grill later on. Done the same thing down here. Nice little rim just to make it look a bit nicer. And one down here where the air intake's going to be, if you remember from our drawing earlier. And then I'm just sort of smoothing in this to make it uniform and pretty, but it doesn't have to be. But you've already gone this far, you may as well make a nice sculpture out of it, because this is a lot of clay. You can do some cool stuff with clay. But I want to get this thing fired up and hardened, so I'm probably not going to put a fancy design on it. But that's pretty much it. I'm just going to take a quick look around it and show them the other side real quick, and then we'll just get this fired up tomorrow. Starting to look good. It's going to look like a real structure. So the last thing we got to do is just sort of slide these pipes out as gently as we can, and hope that its form stays, eh? And then we'll just dig out the back of that, and dig out the back of the other tunnel, the other pipe, and then they're all going to connect into one elbow piece.
How would you do that?
I'll show you the next step. Alright, see that? See the steam coming off? We put our little camping heater next to it, so we can try to harden this thing a little bit quicker, so we can take these tubes out. But we're almost there. Just going to get it a little bit harder before we take these tubes out, and we're ready to test it. Just trying to get rid of any excess weight we don't need in here to make this a little bit lighter, because it's pretty heavy right now. It's going to be really hard to get out the house. So just going to slowly make our last adjustments before it dries as well. So it's already starting to dry. You can hear that. Down here. Needs a bit more time.
Isn't the bottom part the goodest bit?
It is, yeah, but it's going to set really, really hard when we run a fire through here.
Sometimes the top is really hard.
Alright, so we've taken the pipes out. You're filming the bucket. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we've taken the pipes out. Now we're just going to dig a a hole here for the air and dig this out so they all connect. And then we're going to take that final top pipe out.
How are you gonna do that? That will crumble, won't it?
No, because this is getting really hard because this heater. So we're almost done. And you can stop it. We'll come back in a sec.
Do I press?
Right, okay, so as you can see, I kind of use a bit of string here to hold it in place, because as I was taking these pipes out a little bit early, they started shifting around, so I've delicately held them in place and added a lot of support, built it up, which I haven't been showing a lot of footage of. But as you can see, it's still steaming, so it's still drying. It's solid enough now. I think I can take this out, so I'm going to go ahead and try to start pulling this out and finishing the inside, and then I'll finish connecting all three of these together. This came a little bit sideways, as you can see, but I dug the hole so it goes straight at an angle, so it's all going to work out in the end. But we're almost there, and it's almost dry, almost ready to be fired up. So let's get this pipe out. Right, so we're having a bit of trouble getting the tube out, so we're going to add a little bit more oil.
See, aren't you supposed to lube things up before you insert things inside them? You didn't give it enough lube.
I think we left it in too long.
Oh, did it suck the lube off it?
Alright. Alright, we're going to attempt the old pliers. Vice grips. Take this open. So let me get help holding this down.
Okay.
Put some plugs on too. Right, so we're having a little bit of trouble getting this out, so make sure you oil it quite a bit. We have actually gone from here to here, so we've gone out 4 or 5 inches. So we're going to keep cracking on, and we're going to eventually get this out and finish this. I promise. Alright, we're almost there. We've come from here to here, so we are getting there. In the meantime, you could push that subscribe button while you wait. No, I'm gonna need your help. Almost there. From here to here. Almost there. Last little piece. Oh. No. I'm gonna need your help one more time. Okay. No, wait. I got it.
Yay!
Look at that. Show them the inside. Look at that. See how we can, copper pipes exposed a little bit. We're going to get in there, put another layer, support these walls a bit. And it's happy days. So let's just get a little bit of this covered. Yeah. I'm going to smoothen this out in a second. Just make sure you fill that up. I have to support these. So yeah, this is how we're moving it. It's the only way we can move it because it's so heavy. Luckily we got these plastic grates. We're just Egyptian style, moving one in front of the other and sliding it along. We've almost made it. We've almost got it on location. Oh, Egypt's not going to be happy. Alright.
So I guess we dragged it out then.
Alright, so we want this to be kind of on that rock. So I guess we'll move it one more to here. I'm just getting this last layer on before we fire it. So it's got loads of extra protection. I've done the inside. Don't know if you want to show them the inside real quick. Inside's looking a lot better. All the holes are connected.
Not a very good light, but yeah.
Then we're going to polish this, make it nice and smooth. I'm low on cake mix though. Alright, so we've lit the first fire inside of it. Just going to try to start getting this hard. Put the final coat on, which is almost finished. And then it's ready to be plugged in. We're going to have the barrel there. I'm going to start with a small one. If it works with the small one, throw on the big one.
Oh, that's quite warm.
But we're getting there. Almost done.
But what if it burns the mud, like melt it?
No, it's going to be nice. Look at this. It's getting so close. Got the fire blazing. There's a lot of pull, like air pull coming through. Just having no trouble. So, just the final layer is all around the outside. All I need to do is smoothen it, maybe polish it, and also plug that into some water. So we need to fill this up with some water. Let's do it.
And then we're gonna like pour it into there.
Yeah. Let's fill up this bucket with some water.
And then we're gonna pick it up and then splash it into there.
No, not quite. Watch, you'll see. Uh-oh, it's trying to boil. Careful guys, go slow. Alright, this is about to boil. You ready? Let's hear that whistle. Let me hear that whistle, baby. Oh, no whistle? Come on. Whistle. Whistle for daddy.
Maybe you just gotta wait a couple more minutes and it should whistle.
Come on, whistle.
Maybe
We're about to get our first cup of coffee. Oh! That's right. It's boiling. All right. It's actually amazing because I've kind of accidentally from the side here made my air inlet crooked sideways. It's now made of vortex. So like there's a constant whirlwind inside here. Look at that. Just spinning. Oh, I can't really see that well now. Let me throw some more coal in there. So I might even be able to call this the vortex rocket mass heater. Ooh. Alright, so we didn't do it on camera, but we just used this blowtorch to heat up this piece of the pipe. Once it was red hot, we just slipped it through this plastic barrel. It slid through nice and easy, so we're hoping the second one's going to do the same thing. And then this should be ready to be turned on. Add a bit of water.
I have no body warmer.
Alright, so we're going to try not to burn the barrel.
I don't have your body warmer, it's mine. Body warmer.
This one a bit low. Turn this up.
Like this one somewhere.
Alright, you guys watch out.
Okay.
Just let me know if you see that barrel heating up or melting or anything. Is it changing color or anything? Oh, it is. Oh, that's not too bad. See how it's just starting to change color? These are almost there. And hopefully this just slides nice straight in. See that going in? That's what we want. Alright, we're in. You come through? Look at that. Perfecto. Now just grab that little piece of plastic. We got a little bit of a hole there, but we can put some sealant in there. And it's all good. Ready for water. Right, we're adding the water, and we're already seeing steam come out the top pipe. So, watch this. Ready? Look at that steam coming out the pipe. Look, the bottom one's sucking it in. And then we're just going to give it a second. Give it enough water. It's going to start coming out of steam. And hopefully, oh, here we go. Look at that.
That's because I'm giving it steam.
Oh, that's you, huh?
Giving it steam.
Here it comes.
From me. And having it in my mouth.
Just gotta make sure there's enough water in the system.
Wait a minute.
There's enough downward pressure.
Ooh. Phil, see how hot it is? No, not you guys, Daddy. Put your hand out.
Oh, definitely be coming out.
No, just spat out some water.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Alright, pause it and we'll wait for a minute. It is pumping out water! Can't really see it because all the steam. Hold up. Hey! Look at that! It's pumping it out!
Can't really tell.
Oh my god.
Let's do it.
Let's put a little... Alright, so this is 10 square meters of cover pipe, so that's it. There should be a lot of water in there. I've got a thermometer saying 12. Okay. So, we're going to put it inside this barrel, which is already steamy. Look at that. So we're going to put in the tip of the thermometer, and we're going to watch it. Hey. Oh, look at that, 14. $16. Well, the outside water is like 4 at the moment, so 16 is a huge leap. 17. I'll raise this up a little bit. 19. Dude. Look at it bubbling away. It works, man. It works. 22. Come on. 25. Try to keep it towards the top. 27. Because eventually all the water will be this temperature if we keep this boiling. It's on 29.4. Dude. And it's still going up. 30.2. I don't know if you want to either hold this or hold the camera. So it's just keep going up. So yeah, try to hold it steady there, so, and keep the thermometer is just on the top of the water. 31. Tilt it a little bit that way so we can see the numbers now. Alright, 31. I think that's about it. It's starting to like steady off. I think if it's going to slow down for a second. Yeah, 31.7. Alright, I guess we can call it about 32 for right now. But it's only been on for 5-10 minutes. We just started this thing up. It's amazing. It works. And the longer you keep it on, the hotter this is going to get, clearly. That's plenty for a shower. What we're going to do is get a submersible pump attached to a shower head. We throw that in there, and you get yourself a shower. Hot shower. Yeah. 32 degrees centigrade. I'll translate that into Fahrenheit. Look at that, you guys. 102. Oh, what? That must be the bottom, or towards the middle of the barrel. As we lift this up, depending on where it is in the barrel, it goes back up. So the top of the barrel is going to be pretty hot, where the water's coming in. But we have got over 100 degrees. And you want to push that, 104 almost? You want to push that to centigrade and see? Show our European people what temperature we're messing with the old centigrades. Ooh, 41.4! Ew! Alright. 42? Oh my goodness. Now it's getting a bit too hot. You actually can't use this anymore to bathe with or whatever. It's a bit too hot. But yeah, this is great. 43.
If you drop it.
Yeah, we're gonna want to take measurements from the bottom eventually, or just stir it, just like stir the water. So that's the bottom. 36. Maybe give it a second, see what it goes to. 27. Ooh, ouch. We should be stirring it. Meet in the middle would be somewhere in the 30s. Ooh. So I guess the average from 20 to 40, it's still averaging 30. 18. God, the bottom's cold. It's a big difference, huh? Right, well, that's pretty much it. We're just going to pretty up the actual rocket mass for a thumbnail and get this edited and show you what we've created. Unlimited hot water without gas or electricity. Just throw in some wood. Look at that. It gets so hot you can barely use it. Booyaka.